In this video, I'm going to run through the best tactics for the current featured series game, Spoils of War. This game mode is essentially your classic capture the flag, but in this game, they've swapped the flag for a bag.
Nice.
The objective is to pick up the bag at the enemy spawn and run it back to your own capture point. The team that successfully collects and returns the most bags at the end of the game wins. The following tips don't include basic rules on PvP, but you can find a video that goes into this in the pop-up on screen now, or via the first link in the description. Tip number 1. Play with a team. I know for some people this is easier said than done, as you may be a solo player, but if you can get yourself a team that talks to each other on the mic, you will have a huge advantage over a team that doesn't work together. With this tip, it's the finding people part that can be difficult, so if you're looking to posse up, then download Discord and join my server. There are currently channels on there specifically for finding people to play with on both PlayStation 4 and Xbox. The link to the server is below. Your whole team may not be very good at PvP, but if you're communicating and using the tips that I'll go into now, you can drastically improve your chances of winning the match. Tip number 2, and the most important, Slippery Bastard. Using this ability card in Spoils of War is both absolutely essential and completely overpowered. While you have Deadeye active, it completely prevents other players from locking onto you, and if you combine this with the use of Deadeye boosting Tonics, you'll be able to run into the enemy spawn, steal the bag and run it all the way back to your capture point without the enemy ever being able to lock onto you. Of course you can still be killed, but if there's anything I've learned while playing Spoils of War, it's that the Red Dead community is a little bit rusty when it comes to free aim. If you've got the XP and the cash to upgrade this card, this ability will become even more overpowered when used in Spoils of War.
Oh, yes, man.
Tip number 3, how to deal with people using tip number 2. Countering Slippery Bastard. There are a couple of ways you can deal with people running this ability card, and as I've mentioned, the first is free aim, but the second is a plain old tackle. Tackling people using this ability will immediately pull them out of Deadeye, allowing your teammates to lock onto them. And if your teammates don't shoot them, you've now got a chance to choke them out, or at least have slowed them down in their attempts to get the bag. Tip number 4, organise your team. Of course, this tip is off the back of tip number 1, actually getting a team, but when you've got a few people, even if it's just you and one other player, make sure you're splitting the jobs in-game. Maybe you can be the runner, dedicated to running into the enemy spawn and grabbing the bag, or you could be the guy that just hangs around your own spawn, defending the bag from those slippery bastards running in. It's also pretty useful having a sniper out on the flank and other players that just try to suppress the enemy in their own spawn. If you've got 4 or 5 people working together, you will absolutely obliterate a team that is not organised. And finally, tip number 5, make tonics. Grab yourself some tobacco, head to a campfire and craft up some snake oil. If you're running the first level of Slippery Bastard, then you're going to see your Deadeye drain rapidly, so be sure to keep stocked up on these tonics. Of course you can buy these in between games, but save some cash and make them yourself. Thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed this straight to the point style of video, please like and subscribe for more like this. Be sure to check out the overarching PvP tip video on screen now to improve your PvP ability in general. I'm JmCooKie. Cheers.